ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. Welcome to the Kaged match, and we are continuing on catching up with wrestling for this week. And this is going to be AEW Dynamite for October 30th, so not that long ago. Thankfully, I'm getting close to catch up. You start out with Tony Schiavone. He meets Cody and Dusty Rhodes. They get off a Learjet, and then Tony Schiavone and Cody take a limo ride to the arena where there's going to be a contract signing for Chris Jericho and Cody. And that's really all they do there. And then the next bit you get is they do a little recap of Pac and Jon Moxley, and they're talking about how, they ran through time limit and Moxley didn't like that. And now they're not sanctioning the match between him and Kenny Omega because, he's too violent or whatever. So you see Jon Moxley goes into Tony Khan's office and then they exchange some words, and basically Moxley's pissed that his win isn't going to count over Kenny Omega because it's not sanctioned. And then they cut to credits. So right before really anything, before they even roll the beginning credits, you have those two scenes. Your first match is Sammy Guevara versus Adam Page. What can you say? These are two incredibly talented guys. You know it's going to be a good match. It certainly was a good match. Adam Page came out the gate swinging. And I do like the fact that I'm seeing a lot of matchups that I haven't seen before. And like every week, because it's so new, you get to see these new clashes. And some guys really, really work well together. And so I was very happy to see that. Sammy Guevara, Adam Page really set the standard for the night, I think. Adam Page, incredibly talented. Same could be said for Guevara. He's extremely agile. So it was it was definitely something that started off with a bang. At the end, Adam Page gets the win, and he cuts a promo afterwards. All good. All very good. Then you get Shayna, who is apparently somebody new to the company here in AEW, and I've never seen her before. And she took on Hikaru Shida. I hope I didn't butcher that, but I may have. And this is apparently somebody who took on Rio during the Women's Championship tournament, and Riho obviously won. So, but I've never seen her either. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I know they've been showcasing a lot of talent though that are really attention getters. The people that can put on the best matches, the people with the most agility, they've got the most athletic prowess. And this was a really good match. I was definitely impressed with both women. I felt like they both brought their A game to this one. Had some really good spots to it. At the end, Hikaru Shida won. And again, I hope I'm not butchering that, but I may be. Sorry. So yeah, man. So far, all good. After that, you get a little promo package with Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong. It was a little weird for me, but I'm trying not to cut everybody too much slack here. I want to keep it legitimate, but I don't think that it was bad enough to really take me out of it. It was a very short promo package, and so being fair, if it was something you didn't like, it was very short. It wasn't that it was bad for me, it was just a little weird. After that, you get the Rock and Roll Express. They come out, they're talking about the tag team tournament, how we're going to have new tag champions at the end of the night. And Santana and Ortiz come out and beat both of them down. They throw Bobby Eaton off the stage into this little cubby area that breaks. And then Young Bucks come out and chase Santana and Ortiz away. So it was a cool segment. You get the pop from the old school guys, and you get the absolute heel heat for Santana and Ortiz. Then you get your next Tony Schiavone, Cody limo bit. They're in the limo. They're on the way to the arena. And it was cool because it was very personal. It was very intimate. Kind of long for a segment like this. But it was good. It was good. It was, dealing with some very personal moments. And I really liked that. So, very cool building, your connection with Cody, building up towards this match here with Chris Jericho. After that, you get John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and QT Marshall versus Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta. A lot of aerial moves here, a lot of adrenaline match. And I've noticed that is kind of the focus on wrestling nowadays. It's a lot less storytelling and a lot more wow moments, a lot more performance based in the ring. And virtually everything that AEW does is got matches like that where it's just high octane, and that's exactly what this was. You had Orange Cassidy doing his bit. He does the outside Suicina with his hands in his pockets. That was always cool to see. So at the end of the day, Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor win the match. So very cool. Then you get the Chris Jericho Cody contract signing. Pretty cool all around. They kept it pretty basic up until the end. So Tony Schiavone's out there. They got Cody on one side, Jericho on the other. Of course, Jericho grabs the mic. He's throwing barbs at Cody. Cody stands up, eventually takes his shirt off after they both got their contract signed. And Jericho says, "Don't worry about me. You should be worrying about something else right now." Sammy Guevara comes on screen. Jake Hager is beating the hell out of Dustin Rhodes. So Cody goes out there along with MJF, and then like a lot of the inner circle show up. And so basically it comes down to Cody shows up, they leave. Chris Jericho is just sitting there. He lights up a cigar and gets in the limo, takes off. So pretty cool segment though. I did like that. Then you get another 6-man tag, which is Kip Sabian, Jack Evans, and Angelico versus Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. This is everything you would expect it to be. All 6 of these guys are incredibly talented, incredibly athletic. I was actually really surprised with some of the stuff that Jack Evans, Angelico, and Kip Sabian did. Like, I've seen these guys before. I knew they were talented. Some of the moves they pulled off during this match were just insane. Like, it was just incredible. And, of course, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. I mean, I don't think I really need to say anything. If you're familiar with them, you know they're just that damn good. So, incredibly entertaining match. At the end of the day, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks win. The Young Bucks go high-fiving the fans until they meet 2 guys that are in these Rick and Morty masks. They've kind of had that shtick going on during the night. And they pull off the masks, and it's Santana and Ortiz. So, Young Bucks, Santana, and Ortiz getting a scrap. There you go. Then you get Peter Avalon with Leva Bates. He's cutting a promo. Now this guy is the librarian. You can kind of think of like earlier versions being like the Genius, Lonnie Poffo. You know, that kind of shtick. Where it's this smart guy and he's talking down to the crowd. He gets interrupted by Jon Moxley walking through the crowd, comes into the ring, hits Dirty Deeds on him, and then proceeds to cut his own very good promo. As you know, Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose, just a very good promo worker. The guy is really, really damn talented in the ring. And so, I thought that was, it was probably the best person to come out and just do a promo that you could get. Really, really could. Sold his match with Kenny Omega, the unsanctioned match. And so, you know, he's promising blood, basically. And then you get the finals of the tag team tournament, which is SCU versus Lucha Brothers. Either way you go with either of these teams, you can't lose. They're both incredible. Personally, I like Lucha Brothers a little bit more. Just personal style, personal preference. They are so damn good, so ridiculously talented. And SCU, again, you can't go wrong either way. So the match itself, very, very good. Had some really good spots. One really scary spot where Kazarian, he was doing a Hurricane Rana from the top turnbuckle to the outside and stuck his head on the ring apron. And you could tell it really rocked him. Other than that, though, it was a really good match. Solid moves, just some incredible agility. Especially Rey Fenix, man, that guy is just ridiculously good. Some of the stuff he did in that match. I mean, you talk about wow moments, and then there's these guys who are just, that's all they are is wow, dude. It's like amazement all the time. But at the end of the day, The SCU one, which I was a little bit surprised with because the Lucha Brothers are so damn good and they have been pushed so much. But really good all around. Like, you could not complain about this. It was just ridiculous. So the whole show, I mean, was incredibly solid. I mean, if you were looking for weak points, I would say, again, maybe the Brandy Awesome Kong package. But it was very, very brief. So it really didn't take you out too much from what was happening. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, man. I felt like it was another incredibly strong outing for AEW. They've had nothing but strong outings since they started. So very good, really impressed. That's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you enjoyed this. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.